Welcome back, welcome back. Shout out to the Wolves. Salute to the Ninjas. So, big shout out to the single moms today. You know, single wolves, moms, the ones that do the right thing, even though it's hard. Didn't get the greatest end of the stick, but you know, you still make it. You still try to raise your kids the right way. You know that's hard in this world. So, hope you enjoy your day. Hope you understand some men care, even if they're not with you. You know? Some men care because they understand children of the future. So, even though they're not my kids, they're gonna affect my world because I live in the same world. Get it? So shout out to the ones that you know, doing your best, and your best is actually working. You push your kid to go to school. You know, may not be the best schools, but you know, you make sure they know how to read and write. You make sure that they can have some things. Maybe not everything. They don't need everything. Sound the horns. I was gonna say, you know, get him a father, but you know, then felt bad. But my father sounded the horns. So you know, it's not too hard when you work on yourself and just, you know, there's good men everywhere. Hope you find one. Please don't let this world discourage you. Trust me, I know it's hard. It's just as hard as good men trying to find a good woman. We all make mistakes, you know. Gotta make a journey back. It's not as hard as it seems, you know. A lot of people, I realize, their desires. When you desire so much and you don't get it, it leads to, you know, being angry or jealous. And I realize a lot of people don't realize we all get enough. May not be the things you want, but you got enough to keep going. You got enough to make you happy. Just might not see it that way. Big Mama's out tonight. All days, right? Nice full moon on Mother's Day. Big Mama's out. What a coincidence. What a coincidence, right? Big Mama shining. Big Mama chillin'. Where you at, Big Mama? Oh, there you is. All the way in front of me. Big Mama in front. Usually side by side, you know? Means something. Sound the horns. To me, it means some people, things are gonna change. You know? For me, it means something's complete. Somebody did something good. You know? So beautiful tonight. That looks crazy. That's nice. That's dope. It's beautiful. You know? It's always good to be able to see some of the things my father made. A lot of people don't realize how regular, but not regular, shit really is. You know? Like that moon right now. It's nice and still out, nice full. A lot of people are just gonna walk right by, not gonna even appreciate it. They're not gonna even look at it, you know? And the more I learn about women and nature, the more that I learn that women are tied to it. And it seems like women fell out of the cycle of that. And a lot of women are starting to regain that knowledge and go with the rhythm of things. I guess it never really it's totally lost. Just like being a valorous man, regular good guy, you know? Even though it's laughed at, even though it's not looked upon or chased, it's always there. Because it has purpose. Things that have purpose will always be there. And when it's not, people won't be there. You know? That's like saying the moon and the sun just go away. They have purpose. And if you remove them from their purpose, we have to suffer. Get it? So, when you think there's no good men, when you think you need so much, remember how much you miss, how complex simple things really are, you know? Watching a lot of different I told you so videos coming out. A lot of women, you know, suffering their consequences just like men. A lot of women were told, you're gonna feel this way regardless. But no, you change. Even if you want to. See, that's the hard thing about life, is to stay the same. Because you don't. You always change, you know? And the more older you get, the more you're gonna want to change. And wish you changed. For the better of yourself, you know? I don't need a man when you really like men, but can't understand why you need them, you know? A lot of that's gonna have to stop. And a lot of women, the arguing, the sound of horns. A lot of women argue with men and compete with these stupid things relationships have always been like. And I've noticed it's usually because of outside influence. You know? People blame it on the internet, Facebooking and, oh, everybody's in anybody's business. Nah, these problems are here before those things. You know? It's called gossip. And no matter where you go, human beings do it. You know? One thing I learned about getting older is you realize there's the world and then there's you and your world. And a lot of people do things to be in the world and end up not happy. So, you know, figure out what makes you happy in this life. Don't fake the funk and run with stereotypes. It's fun to do it for a while, you know. Even men, we do it. But at the same time, you gotta be ready to deal with that, you know. Stand on what you really believe in, because if you don't, sometimes it's too far to go back. Or, you know, you waste your time standing on something you don't believe in. That's it. When you actually believe in what you stand on, when you don't get what you want, it won't hurt as much because you're like, nah, I'm standing on the right thing. Sound the horns. That's why you gotta find purpose. Notice a lot of people, all my life since I was younger, have been searching for purpose, right? Or meaning of life and all these things. And I'm like, I don't understand how nobody sees it. It's you. You're the meaning of life, living it. Just living. And the beautiful thing is, you live in a time where you have a lot more freedoms than other people did. Sound the horns. My daddy's in the building, and he's trying to let people know, like, do you realize the time you live in, for as bad as it is, right? Probably can't see that, right? Too many lights. For as bad as the times are, have always been, oh boy, is this so dope. So, like, we're lucky, like me, for an example. I don't have what I want, a family and all that, good job and all that, but you know what? You know how many black men couldn't walk out at night dressed up like this and not be attacked? Walk in the park and not have women scared to death of you. You know? Just to walk around and not have people like fear me all the time and just automatically, you know? Or if they do, they can't just make stories up, get me in trouble. I can actually use my intelligence to prove they're lying. A lot of us don't. To be able to be outside right now, and not have all the things I want, and know for a fact that other people, they don't even have the things I have. You know what I mean? I think that's what levels people out, is when you really, really get to look at the world, not just your own, you know? At least that's what makes me happy and sad at the same time, but appreciative overall. Because there really is somebody that always got it worse, and there's always somebody that got it better. And it's funny that the people we think got it better never really be those people. Like, if this last 2 to 3 years haven't proven that, you know, all the stars and people losing their fucking careers because they're not what they say they are, they're built, or they're living a whole life that they just, you know, it's not real. So, I know there's a lot of people that envy a lot of those people, wanted to be them. Then we all found out about the puffy parties and the Weinsteins and the right? And now people don't want to be those people. They wouldn't trade their lives. But before the truth came out, people would, oh, I wish I could be them. They got it so easy. No, they don't. Everybody's got to pay a piper. No pun intended. Oh my God, I'm stupid, piper. But for real though, there's always a price to pay. You know? All love, all praise. Wish I had a lot more good things to put out for the single mothers. I think I'll try to do a little appreciation video after this when I go home. I don't have my both phones, so I can't play music and get open. My shit works when I got a lot of, it's getting technical. At one point, I was doing a lot of things. Then just creative ideas of how to do this shit would come out. I had a nice little something sparking. I wanted to make something nice for the single moms or, women that watch my shit. I'm sure it's not a lot, but gotta show appreciation where appreciation's due. A lot of people don't. A lot of females don't even believe in men like me that actually give a fuck. Sound the horns. Men that are actually, see and hold you accountable too, because you gotta do that. But don't want nothing from you. Like I said, some men are worried about the future. Even if you don't play a big part in it, you still have a purpose. You still have meaning. You exist. So your job is to do something with your existence. Get it? All